who's first up here today. Buddy Ware is first. Whoa. Now that is pretty amazing. Bunny Ware is first. All right. And Ebony is second. Alicia is third. Glenda Jones, the Honorable, is fourth. Tia is fifth. Hey, Gloria. Camila is on. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Yes, Bunny, you are first. Good to see my beloved cousin Marianne Jones. Thank you so much for joining us. Jean Coleman is on. Jean Coleman is on. Catherine Grant, good evening to you. Thank you for joining us. You get it right. Ernestine is on. Shauna Moss has joined us. Good evening. E. Joyce Paris is on with us every single Friday night. Always a pleasure to have her on. Christina Michelle is on with us. Matthew, what's going on, man? What bank you at now? I hadn't seen you in a minute. Who else? Who we got on? Robert Richards, good evening to you. Good to see you. And Felicia Roberts is on. Good to see you, ma'am. Thank you for joining us. Okay, so now Matthew with Great Oaks. Okay. Dolores is on. Good to see Bernice on from King County in Seattle, Washington. So if it's 9 o'clock here, it's what, like 6 o'clock there? So it's like Friday evening live. Josie Jones, good to see you. Good to see St. Mary's AME Church. So I'm assuming that is Sister Foster. Hope you're doing well. Good to see Jacqueline Grant on as well. And so Catherine Grant and Jacqueline Grant, I think, are sisters, and they're saying hello to each other. Good to see Shay, Sharon, Renee Smith, Taswell. I am doing well. Good to see Arlene Hines. Thank you for joining us. Hope you're doing well. And all of you, Red Strawberries is on, reminding everybody that you should always juice, right? Carol thought I would skip because of the Olympics. Carol, I don't skip Friday Night Live because of anything. I would have been in France in the Olympic Village sitting here on Friday Night Live. Y'all know how we do. Anywhere in the world. Good to see Angela on. Hope you're doing well, ma'am. Hope my friends over at Riverview are doing well. And I hope you've been able to recruit some volunteers. Good to see Sarah Malone. Thank you for joining us. Barbara Dolores says, I'm the best mayor in life. I appreciate you for saying that. I am doing well. And rain makes the temperature go down. So it was all right. And my grass needed it, right? Margie Jefferson, good to see you. Peace and blessings to you as well. Also, Terica Tapley is on. Good evening to you. Hope you're doing well as well. Sarah, I try to be consistent and dependable. I appreciate that. Alicia said her power was out, but is restored. Jacqueline Jones White is on. Good to see you. Good to see Lori Ray. Good evening to you. Thank you for joining us. Jeanette Grant is on with us as well. So good evening to you. Yeah, it's kind of raining, kind of hard out in this piece. So as a rule, generally, when it's raining hard like that, you get to the house. And really, some of y'all don't remember. I know y'all not old enough. I know really younger people here on Friday Night Live, but I know you all don't really remember this. But I remember when I used to come down here during the summers, um, and we come down here and it come these lightning storms and stuff. My grandmama did not play that. Everything goes off. TVs, radios, air conditioning, everything goes off. And we go into the front room and we had to be still. And I'm like, why are we being still? And she would say, because God is talking. And I mean, I just remember that so distinctly. Jeanette Grant, good to see you. And we would be still. And my father, even up to um, his passing, whenever it was uh, lightning or thunder, you know, at any point in his life, even when he was, um, when his mind was leaving him, he didn't like that lightning and thunder. And actually, I think at one point in his life, the house he was in actually was hit by lightning. But my father, even then, he would just shut it down. I mean, he's gonna retreat to a room and he's gonna be still. So I have fond memories of that today. I said I need to go sit down somewhere, and I found myself actually, you know, in the midst of all that. And then I was driving an electric car today. I said, let me take my behind home. So that was just one of my experiences that I had today. That's right, Jacqueline. Be still and quiet. Good to see Tasha Man on my true sister. So hello, hope you're doing well, and I guess you're at the family reunion. Tell them all I said, hey, what's up? Um, Idell Biles, good to see you. Ebony Talbert, good to see you as well. Tam Reeds is on. We appreciate her. And Sarah Stevens, Little Liberty City's finest and Liberty County's finest. She is in Connecticut with her son and family. I hope you are doing well out there. Robert remembers that in his house too. I mean, uh, Dr. Karen Cooper, good to see you. Dr. Karen Cooper of Smile Designs, one of our community's finest dentists. So if you got uh, yuck mouth issue, you can see Karen. Karen gets you right. Um, we love Patricia Johnson. Good to see you. Red Strawberry says, "Be still and quiet while God rearranges His furniture." I just remember that. It just stuck with me. It's just funny how those things come back to you. And so I found myself, I said, let me get home. And I got home and I just sat in the room just quiet. I mean, probably no reason to, but it was just that comes back. When you train a child in the way that they should go, when they get older, even when they get old, they just don't depart from it. And so I find myself acting like them, which I just think is like hilarious. But it shows you how when it's instilled in you, which is why it's important for you to sow seeds and instill things in your children. Because when you're no longer on the scene, what is in them comes out of them. And sometimes some folks don't have anything good put in them, so that's what comes out of them. So you have to be careful about what you put in kids, what you speak in kids, and what you tell in kids. So not only were we respecting God by going into the room and sitting our behinds down somewhere, we were respecting Mother Nature as well by making sure that we cut off electricity and we didn't have an overabundance. We didn't want to do nothing to attract no light into this house. So I just, anyway, let me go on. Lita, good to see you. Gene says that's right. Good to see Vanessa Taylor on with us. Oh, that's right. Linda know my grandmama. Yeah, be still. Sit down somewhere. And it wasn't even sit down, sat down somewhere. SAT, sat down somewhere. Good to see Sweets Jenkins on as well. And Pastor Thurman Neal Tillman. Thank you very much. Those were the best times, and it was an opportunity for us. And I think sometimes we are a little too busy. We're moving a little too much, and like I said, for me, it was almost like an opportunity just to sit down and just be still. I didn't have TV on. I had nothing on. I just was sitting down and just still. Um, it was instilled in me. Good to see Ken Slats on. So Ken Slats, for many of you know, Slat Superstars worked with us, worked with me very closely at the city of Savannah for several years. He left us last week, and Ken is now doing his new thing with a new employer. So Ken, get works at City of Savannah government off your profile page since you left us. All right, I don't mean to be petty, but don't say you do work for us if you don't work for us. You left us, man. You left us. No, seriously, you still my dude, Ken. You're still my dude. So congratulations to you, Ken. Um, let's see. Savannah Black History is on. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Good to see Latasha Jarrett on as well. Good to see Valerie Osborne. I am doing well. Hope you're doing well. Susanna Herrera. I hope you're doing well also. Um, Shauna Kennedy says it's Friday. Brother Keith Kimball is on with us. Good to see Sherry Jones is on. Hope you're doing well, Auntie. Good to see Cynthia Smalls on with us. Reverend William Eason, hello. Good to see you rocking. Robin McDaniel Beck from Kansas City, Missouri is on. Good evening to you. Patricia is asking about Mom and Max. Last time I heard from Mom and Max, they seem to be doing okay. Max is taking very good care of Mom, and I hope to have Max on in a future show. So you never know when Max will show up, right? Good to see LaWanda Tillman on with us as well, and Patricia is reminiscing with us. Good to see Gloria and Thunder and Lightning. Things go off. That's right. Marvin Kennedy. Hold on to that question. I'll get to that in 1 minute. Good to see Alan Wright. Hey, man. Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for joining us. As well, Barbara Kaufman is on as well. So good to see you. And we are getting the love. Tamika Williams has joined us, doing a great job over in the Low Country, making sure people have a place to live. Hey, good to see Gigi on. Hope you're doing well. And you said Estill, South Carolina. What you know about Estill, South Carolina? But yeah, Terica says yes. Leslie is on from South Carolina. Good to see you, ma'am. Thank you for joining us. Helen Bright is on with us. Talia, Miss Strawberry is on with us. Catherine Grant is taking the easy way out. Good to see Lamb on. Helen Bright as well. Good to see the maestro himself, Spencer Ellis White III. Good to see you, sir. Shirley Spears is on with us. Angela Kirkland is on. Jackie Merriweather as well. Helen, we do need to cool it down. Jeanette, hope you're doing well, sweetheart. Thank you for joining us as well. Cynthia, we give love to you. Michelle is on, and Mr. Bill. I hope you're doing well as well. Patty is on from Florida Space Coast on the anniversary of our first moon landing. Good to see you as well. Cheryl Harris is on. Good evening. Brent Grant, I guess I've stopped being mad with you. You know, I had problems when people leave me, but I still love Brent Grant, so I guess I can't be mad at her. Thank you, Valerie, as well. Helen Bright is on. Michelle is saying hello. Ken says, yes, Ken. Ken, I know, but, you know, Ken, today, man, I'm like, where's Ken? They said, man, he don't work with us no more. I said, shit. Because I'm going looking for Ken, because I'm so used to looking for Ken on Fridays. So I have to start detoxing myself of Ken. But no, you did a great job for us, and I will always appreciate you for that. And probably have to hire you to do some work on the side for me. So you never know. Barbara, good to see you as well. Coach Cassell Bell from Jacksonville, Florida, on from Duval as well. Julia Carter, good to see Mama Julie Carter on. So give her some love because that's what we do. Lakissa Gray, good evening, ma'am. Hope you're doing well. And good to see Dr. Zadana Monique Slay. And I am inside for the minute, but you know I will be going outside. So you better stay on the whole time. Aunt Ollie is on with us. Blessings to you. Miss Albernia Jackson, hello. Good to see you. Good evening. Cynthia Moore says hello, and I say hello to Cynthia. Estella Hopkins is on from McIntosh County. Good to see you. Our friend Monier from Ruin Thai Cuisine. Glenda, we have got to go back there. Monier says he wants to have us back, so we need to go back. Brent, I love you too. Joan Daniel is on with us as well. And let me see, Alan Wright, is asking the question. So I'm writing these questions down, so I'm gonna get to them. All right. Um, and Terrell Murphy is on from Mansfield, Texas. Good to see you. Um, and Michelle, you did a sleep study. You have narcolepsy. Okay, so now you need to. Now you know what it is. Now you know what to do about it. Right. Good to see Linda Kelly on from Reno. She's got her granddaughter. So congratulations on that. Good luck. Right. So let's go ahead. Let's get into it. So you know it's Friday, right? Always Friday. Always Friday. Somewhere Friday. Thank you so much for joining me for Friday Night Live. I'm so happy that you're with us. Thank you so much. Lynn Brennan is on from Jacksonville Beach. Hopefully it's not raining there. So the first thing we want you to do, what we want you to do, like the page, right? Like this page. We are almost 40,000 followers strong. Do me a favor. Make sure you are following this page. Go to Mayor Johnson, and on the front where it says follow, make sure that you are following the page. Second thing I want you to do, share the video. All right? We're not selfish with our love. We are so glad that you're with us here, as we've done every single Friday night, and we'll talk about that. The environmental queen herself, Monica Thornton, is on with us, who was telling me up today about why alligators are an important part of our ecosystem, and I'm like, nah. I mean, I'm not getting no Okefenokee swamp with no alligators. It's just, I'm sorry. No, we're not doing that. And good to see Jermaine Reed himself from Kansas City, Missouri. I don't know where in the world he is, but you better believe he is somewhere. Good to see you, sir. Ann Morris is on as well. Lynn says it's raining. My friend Mark Sussman, Mr. Memorial Day School himself, is on. Good to see you as well. And Michelle, you will be fine. We're claiming that for you. Gail McLemore is on with us. Good evening. Glad to have you. Tam, I have heard from Linda, and she's somewhere between here and there, but she is okay. First thing we want you to do is we always want you to do. Second thing we want you to do is we want you to send love to our girl Tara. Good to see Jacqueline Renee. Good to see you, ma'am. Hope you're doing well, and congratulations on the new grandbaby. Edward Markey is on. Good to see you, man. Hadn't seen you in a minute. Hope you're doing well. Stephen Brown, thank you for joining us. And y'all, it was Jorsette's birthday yesterday. So we are not wishing Jorsette a happy birthday. We are wishing Mama Charlotte congratulations on what she did a whole bunch of years ago. So, yeah, all right, we'll wish her a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Jorsette, okay? But we really want to wish your mother congratulations for dealing with you all of those years, right? So Monica says, now this is what Monica says, and now Monica is really smart and she knows about all this environmental stuff. And so I saw a video with all these alligators, like crocodiles. I don't know which one they were, but they were in the swamp. And I'm like, I'm not going in there. But she's saying, come October, I can paddle the swamp. I ain't paddling the swamp in July. I ain't paddling it in October. I'm not paddling the swamp in a house. I'm not paddling the swamp with a mouse. I'm not paddling the Okefenokee here nor there. I'm not paddling the Okefenokee anywhere. I will not paddle the Okefenokee soap, Sam I am. I won't do it. No, I won't. Good to see Jennifer on. Good evening to you. Georgia Davis is on with us as well. Von Demetria Jackson, Reverend Jackson, good to see you. Welcome back. Hope you're doing well. And we're sending out love also to all of our lupus warriors, right? So to all of those that have lupus, but lupus don't have them, go ahead and send some love out. Lenora Moore is on. Good to see you. Thank you so much. And Faye Law is on with us. So that means we have two outstanding young people on with us, and we're always very happy to have them with us. So, Aviana, hey Aviana. Aviana, are you waving at the screen? I hope you're waving at the screen, Aviana. And Tyler, but Tyler's scared to get with me on the basketball court. It's all right, Tyler. Be scared. It's fine. It's okay. Okay? I will slam on little boys, okay? I will. Yeah, I'll be taught early, schooled early. Good to see all of you. And see. And let me see. Thank you, Shauna. And we're sending out love. And Gail Red is on. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us as well. Uh, we're sending out all the love. Everybody's sending out love. And let me see. Yeah, yeah. Monica wants me to get in the Okefenokee Swamp. Man, I saw those alligators. I was like, where is it? I said, Georgia. I said, shoot. And at one point, I was almost going to go there. I mean, no. Terry Mobley, good to see you. I met your aunt today. I think it was your aunt today that I met. And so good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Barbara Kaufman says she won't paddle either. Right. I agree as well. And we're sending out love to Alvin Kimball Sr., the dad of Keith Kimball. Happy 87th birthday from your friends here at Friday Night Live. And then today is Cheryl's 65th birthday. Cheryl, you don't look 65 years old, so go ahead, Cheryl. Go ahead. We're gonna click love for Cheryl. Happy birthday to you as well. The child has joined us. Crystal Kaufman is on now, and I hope the other day when I saw it, that picture, that you treated your mom and dad out to eat. I know it probably didn't happen, but I hope you did, right? Good to see Brother Henry Lee Perry on. Hope you're doing well. Good, thank you very much. And LaWanda Tillman says she don't do swamps, snakes, or snakes or gators. And the only gators I'll do is gators on my feet. And I don't even have any of those. And then, of course, finally, we send out love for those that have multiple sclerosis, but multiple sclerosis don't have them, right? So we send that out, right? And Tyler says he's helping you for the back to school at Daphne Park. Couldn't get my ankles broke. Yeah, right. Man, come on, man. You ain't gonna be able to do that. So, Keith, thank you very much. So, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. It's always Friday night somewhere. Good to see you, Janet. Hope you are doing well. Hope our friend is doing well as well. Ladies and gentlemen, every Friday night, we've been doing this thing. How long have we been doing it? We've been doing it for 1,583 days. That equates to 226 weeks. For 226 weeks. Every single Friday night, no matter where I am, no matter where you are, no matter where we've been in the world, no matter what time zone it was, we have gotten together. We have built community for the last 226 weeks. From right here in Savannah, Georgia, now going across the world. And so congratulations to you. We are in a relationship, a situationship. We is still together. So thank you all so much for being such a part of my Friday nights, being a part of my family, being a part of my experience. I am so happy that you continue to come. And somebody said, how long will you do it? I said, as long as folks show up. And you continue to show up. I see Erin Tandy on. Whoa. Now she's getting love for that. Good to see you, lady. Hadn't heard from you in a minute. So I hope you're doing well. Good to see David Minkowitz on. And all of you. Carol Sims is on as well. Hello. Julia Dinkins is on. We can't stop. We won't stop. We're not going to stop. So a couple of things we're going to talk about. I know I had some questions I'm going to answer. The first thing I wanted to talk about was my 10 most wanted list. I wanted to talk a little bit about that. I believe that public safety is a public responsibility, right? I've always said that. It is not, Helen, I am not eating gator meat. Sorry. Not even with Texas Pete hot sauce. I'm not doing it. Sorry. I'm not doing it. Good meat, no. Because it's mama or cousin might come and get me. Alan played 226 straight in box, and if you win, remember your boy, right? But anyway, public safety is a public responsibility, right? Good to see the Tia Acker on. Hope you're doing well. Hope your husband's doing better as well. The legend himself, Tyrone Hollywood Brown, is on. Good to see you, sir. But public safety is a public responsibility. We all have a role to be able to play in that. Be clear, it's not just the police. And if you're just thinking that public safety is police and fire, you're wrong. We all have a responsibility. I was blessed to grow up at a time we didn't need police on our block because I had nosy neighbors on my block. Not only in New York, but even here in Savannah. My grandma on Carter Street, they always knew when when Miss Pauline's grandchildren were there from New York. And so I'm glad to hear that to you. But we were down and everybody knew who we were. And you knew who your neighbors were. And so we didn't need police patrol in our streets because everybody took care of their own children, right? And then they took care of everybody else's children on the block. If they were hungry, you fed them. But you had the responsibility that if you saw them acting out of space, you dealt with them. And then you tell, and then you got dealt with when you got home. That was public safety. We had neighborhood watch before there was neighborhood watch. Good to see you, Angela Mitchell. You know, we looked out for our neighbors. If we saw something, we said something. If it didn't look right, it wasn't right. Jim, it's okay. It is good to see you, sir. Thank you for joining us. And Jackie, you're right. It was the village. Good to see Natalie and Mark Tate on. Good to see Carol on as well. But that's what we did. And so we expect now that police officers raise our kids. And that's a lie from the pit of hell. We raise our kids. And I don't care how old you get. How old you get. My mother, and I'm fully grown, been grown for a long time. My mother still still gets my full respect. Could still control what I do. You know? And so I think part of our issue is that we have put ourselves in this position where all of a sudden we expect society to raise our kids. I mean, the fact of the matter was when it was time to be in the house, it was time to be in the house. If my parents didn't buy it, I couldn't wear it. They knew who my friends were. I didn't have privacy. I remember once I had my door locked and I came home and the door was off its hinges because they said, you don't lock doors around this house. That days would come and they just go and look through my stuff because they could, because I lived in their house. And so for us, you know, we get into this issue because these are not the police kids out here doing it. These are our kids that are out here doing it. Right? Right? You know, these kids belong to somebody. There's a mother, there's a father, there's a grandparent, there's an auntie. Somebody better get to these young people. And so, as I've told you, I am and remain sick and tired of violent crime in our community. I mean, and you have to call it as it is. You know, and you can't be so concerned about people's feelings. And so, as you know, I have a tendency sometimes to step on people's toes. And I'm sorry about that, but I feel like I am in this position to speak truth to power, both externally and internally. And unfortunately, in our city, it's African American males. African American males killing African American males. And so our police department is doing what they can. You can't have, if you have police officers on every street corner, you know, it doesn't fix it. We had some issue the other day about a kid shooting at his dad. Okay? A kid shooting at his dad. Stuff happening in people's houses. We can't control that. You know, we have to be controlled about our own houses. And so, for me, the police have a role to play. And so, when crime is committed, we need to arrest them, and we need to be surveilling, and we need to be patrolling, and we need to be building those relationships. But we have a role to play too. And let me hold that for a minute, because the other side about that is that prosecutors have a role to play. that when people are arrested, we want them prosecuted, particularly for violent crime, particularly for people who want to pull guns in our community. If you want to use a gun, it should be the expectation that you're going to jail for a long time. Good to see you, Joshua Flynn, sir. Um, and, that's the truth. Felicia Chapman, good to see you. Um, and to judges that, we need to set a very clear language in this community that if you're involved in violent crime, particularly gun crimes and sex crimes, that we have zero tolerance for it. And so I've been very, very clear about that. Some feelings have been hurt. People have been mad about it. But the fact of the matter is that y'all didn't send me to this seat to be quiet about the things that matter. And so we have an issue with African American males. We have an issue with guns in our community that are too easy to get, that are stolen, that are used illegally, and used in crimes of commission on African American males. That's the truth. So we're doing our part, and I want our community to do their part. And so we had a most wanted list. I wanted that list revamped. I wanted to know there were 10 people. I wanted to know who are the 10 people that you want the most, right? I want to know who they are. And I asked the police, give me the list. And we put the list out there. And unfortunately, they happen to be all African American men. Now, how does that make me feel? Because if I didn't know better, you would think that there's something inherently or instinctively wrong, that African American males are more predisposed or genetically disposed to crime. And I'm saying that's a lie from the pit of hell. It's a lie. Now, there are socioeconomic factors, mental health factors, education factors, poverty factors, but I even reject the whole argument about poverty, because there have been people who've been poor our entire lives. Our folks grew up poor. They weren't going around shooting people, right? You may not have money, but you have dignity. You may not have money, but you have respect. You may not have money, but you have common sense. You may not have money, but then you have some responsibility. And I have to break right here because, of course, our beloved Miss Sadie Campbell, 99 years old. Good to see her. Always a pleasure to see her on. Sadie Campbell is 99 years old. She is our most senior Friday Night Liver. We're always glad to have her on, and I appreciate you being on. You are my favorite Campbell. She will be 100 years old in just a couple of weeks. And so Miss Sadie always keeps it 100, and we love you because 99 and a half won't do. So good to see you, Miss Sadie. So let's go back. So I said, give me 10. And people got mad at me. Oh, you're selling out your people. No, I ain't selling out your people. You mad about me putting out a list with black people on it, but you ain't mad when black people out there shooting each other. It doesn't make sense. And so for the first person that's mad, if you're mad about it, then stop black folks from shooting black folks. No, white people do crimes too. But the data is what the data is. There is a problem. And for gun crime to be the number one cause of death of African American males between a certain age, good to see you, Stephanie, there's something wrong with that. It is a crisis that we have to deal with. And we know that in Savannah, the data is very clear that people who've been involved in gun violence are more susceptible to being involved with gun violence again. Therefore, we have to get the people involved in gun violence off the streets. And so tell me, Savannah Police Department, who you're looking for, and I'm going to help you find them. Because I believe this community is sick enough of crime that we're going to put our hand to the plow and we're going to find individuals. More importantly, I want to appeal to those individuals that are engaged as well and be able to say to them in a very, very clear way that man up, see you, come on in, lawyer up, and handle your business. Stop being a fugitive. At some point, you have to man up for what you have done or what you're accused of doing. And in our system of justice, you have a presumption of innocence, which means you are innocent until proven guilty. But you being a fugitive not only put yourself in danger, put the people you love in danger. And for those that are harboring them, if you mama, or you grandmama, or you uncle, your aunt, your sister, your mama, your daddy, good to see you, Pastor Cummings. If you are hiding them, then you're just as wrong as the person who's pulling the trigger. And you don't need to be complicit in that anymore. So I said, Savannah, please give me a list. And so I got out there and I said, if you know these 10, let us know where they are and we'll come get them. But more importantly, to my brothers, because they're my brothers, stop running. The good news is that as long as you're alive, you can recover from anything. That you can turn your life around. But first, you have to own up and be accountable for the things you're accused of. So to my brothers, that I want you to be responsible enough to take your own situation under control, lawyer up, take care of your business, and walk into the police department like a man and turn yourself in. The good news is that you don't get caught riding dirty. You don't endanger your family or those that you say you love. You're doing it under your terms. And there's always a day to live tomorrow. If you're out here in this life will eventually claim you. Because somebody's looking for you. And again, people were mad about it. But it was the right thing to do. For me, it was about accountability and about responsibility. And for those who are mad, you're just going to be mad. Because I'm tired of going to crime scenes with another young black man shot. And another young black man suspect, and another black mother crying, and another black father crying, another black big mama or big papa crying. I'm tired about that. I'm tired. We put the list out on Tuesday. Tuesday at 10 o'clock, we put the list out. By yesterday, we had 2 of the individuals in custody. At least one of them turned himself in. And I'm so grateful. I'm grateful. Good to see you, Richard. Good to see Joy on. Y'all late, but it's okay. By 2 days, 2 of our most wanted are off the streets. More importantly, they get to live another day. And so for all of us, for those of you that are listening, for those of you who are scared, look, we love them. I have no choice but to love someone that is a part of me. We may not have all arrived on the same ship, but we're all in the same boat. And so 2 of the 10 are off the streets. I'm hoping to have some more. We're going to add some more. But more importantly, it's an opportunity. You can't run forever. And at some point, you get tired of running. Good to see you, Pinky. I saw the kid the other day. She tried to be all nice to me and stuff. So we have off-ramps for those who want to do better. If you want to do better, then let us help you do better. You were made for greatness. You were made in God's own image. You have great in your DNA. There are people who have far less than us, but did so far more. You're supposed to be our brightest and greatest generation ever. You are not destined to be doing some of the things you're doing. Grandmama, mama, daddy, that loved one, that's not their destiny. And sometimes our love for them has to be tough love to be able to say, if you don't turn yourself in, I'm going to turn you in. I'm glad I had parents. My parents would have taken me down themselves. They would have done it themselves. Remember, in my faith, there was a thief who was on a cross next to Jesus. And Jesus told that thief, on this day, you will be with me in paradise. This day. Now, you're up on this cross being crucified for crimes that you have done. But whoever that person was, on that day, they were with Jesus in paradise. You think about that. Good to see you, Kathy Grant. I believe in redemption. And I believe that your life after jail is and is destined to be so much better. When you change your direction, you change your outcome. And so I appreciate those that are doing things. Linda, thank you so much for what you've done. I mean, we have to take a more hands-on approach. So I had 10 on my list on Tuesday. We're down to 8, and I'm looking for some more. And so if you go to my page, you'll see them. You know, if you know, these are our kids. If you know them, then let's appeal to them for them to start living their new life. All right? And so we appreciate all of you in doing that. I was led to do it, and obviously we're doing all right because 2 of the 10 are now in custody. And I'm hoping by my next press conference, I think it'll be Thursday of next week, that we'll have at least 5 of them in custody. So thank you so much. I wanted to talk about that. There was 2 questions that were out. One question dealt with what I was going to do when this is over. And if you have questions, go ahead and put the questions in the chat and I'll answer them. I don't know. I've learned some years ago that I stopped paddling my own boat. Because sometimes when you paddle your own boat, you paddle against the current. And so I've learned, hey Kathy, good to see you. I've learned, that when I get to the crossroad, the good Lord has always been kind enough to provide me the next road to go on. Throughout my career, throughout my life, when I got to the crossroad to run for office in 2003, the crossroad opened up and I ran for office. It was right there in front of me. 16 years, I continued to run, and at the end of the 16 years, I was at a crossroad, and the road to mayor was right there, and I'm on that road. And hey, good to see you, Grace. And I believe when this is over in 3.5 years, and yes, mayors have a shelf life in Savannah, you can only be mayor for 8 years, 2 terms. And so I don't have any delusions. I ain't trying to be mayor for life. The rules are what they are. And so when this is over, and I go from being Mayor Van Johnson to being Citizen Van Johnson, whatever my next road is, then that'll be the road I take. And I believe that road will be ready and prepared for me. I think about it in the terms of Forrest Gump. If you remember Forrest Gump, which was filmed in Savannah, and that opening sequence where the church, the feather is coming off the top of the church, and the feather is just going where nature is taking it. And I think that's what it is. I think, ultimately, I've learned not to paddle my own boat. I sit in the boat, and I trust that the Lord and the universe will guide me to where I need to be, which is why I have not tried to uh, position myself for anything. I want to keep myself in where I am planted and bloom where I'm planted. I want to be the best mayor I can be for the city of Savannah. And I want to go to work every day in this part-time job and work full-time every single day, giving my best to this city, um, you know, so that when I walk off the field, that I left it all here, that I gave the best I had, I tried the best I could, and then I'll leave it to history to determine whether I did a decent job or not. And so I hope I answered your question about what's next. The answer is I don't know. Some folks have talked to me about um, national office, state office. Um, I've been approached about some opportunities, but again, I am where I am planted and I want to bloom. I have the best job in the world right now, and that is being the mayor of the greatest city on earth, where Georgia started, right here in Savannah. And so I want to go hard um, and keep doing that. So um, we'll see. So there was another question. I think, Alan, I think you had asked the question. I think. I don't remember what it was. Um, and yes, I will be attending the Democratic National Convention. I am a super delegate, and so I will be attending as a delegate next month in um, August in Chicago. So I will be there. Um, what about governor? Again, I hadn't really even thought about. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Thank you, Tarek. I appreciate that. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you, Felicia. Oh, Project 25. Thank you, Alan. I appreciate that. So, Project 25 is an interesting piece of work. Um, and it's interesting because it provides, it's called a presidential transition project. I don't know who wrote it, um, but basically, it talks about how the office of the president should work. And it talks about some really extreme executive branch overhauls, um, criminalizing pornography, um, getting rid of the education department, getting rid of the commerce department, rejecting the idea of abortion as being um, health care, um, that any research that's conducted is done in line with conservative principles. So things like climatology should not be funded. Um, it's really very, very extreme. Um, it reduces taxes of capital gains to 15% for the highest earners. Um, it's just a bunch of things that are going on with that. And so it was done by the Heritage Foundation. Um, and so it is a very, very interesting piece. Um, for someone like me who serves a city of very diverse people, it is scary. I do not subscribe to um, Project 2025. Um, and, I mean, that's just my personal opinion. Our framers, the framers of the Constitution, were very clear in what their intent was, and it created really an opportunity for there to be three distinct branches of government. and providing protections so that the government does not implode on itself. And this work, the Project 2025 plan, just kind of sets this on its ear. And so, uh, you know, I mean, I know Democrats, I know Republicans that don't subscribe to that. Um, you know, it's just an interesting piece of work. Um, Obviously, I think for many of us, I'm a Democrat. I have Republican friends. We disagree on some items, but we're still friends. I have friends that are Atlanta Falcon fans. I'm a New York Giants fan. We disagree, but we're still friends. Um, I'm a New York Yankees fan. You have people that are Atlanta Braves fan. We disagree, but we're still friends. Because the fact of the matter is that we can disagree on some things. I mean, I like cookies and cream ice cream. You like buttered pecan. You can do that, and we can still be friends. So um, I have very clear thoughts and ideas as it relates to politics, particularly politics on the national level. Um, Really, here in local government, we don't really have time for partisan politics, so to speak. At the end of the day, we have to get stuff done. There's no Democrat or Republican way to fix a pothole or to cut grass or to provide traffic calming or law enforcement. Y'all just expect us to get it done. When you get into the state and national politics, you get more into philosophies and theologies and all of those things. So um, again, I don't want to be too political here. You have to do it for yourself. I'm just saying, whatever you do, you just go ahead and you vote your convictions. Um, I will tell you that Savannah has been blessed in this administration. We have received more money, more funds, more attention in the last 4 years than we probably have received in the last 290 years. That's a fact. We have risen in prominence across the country. People are calling on us. I can't tell you how many times we're involved, asked to be involved, to come to Washington for funding opportunities. They're calling us, asking about these things. I mean, so at the end of the day, it has worked for Savannah. Now, it may not work for your national politics, but at the end of the day, love is an action word. And so for us, we've gotten much love from Washington, D.C. And so I've appreciated it. I think I've welcomed 8 or 9 U.S. Presidential cabinet secretaries to Savannah in the last 4 years. 8 or 9 of them have been here. And so that means that for us, we've gotten that love. And so I want what's best for Savannah. I mean, I'm very clear about that. I am a Savannaian, and I want what's best for our city. So I hope I answered that question. Any other questions? Anything else y'all want to ask me about tonight? Go ahead and ask me. Here I am. What are those questions? Your time. Your time. We had a really good youth summit this week. Um, it was a couple of hundred young people there, so that was pretty dope having all those great young people there. We're trying to engage them at younger ages and get them involved at younger ages. They have a lot to say. They have a lot to give. Um, Alicia says, "Am I getting any rest?" Um, I'm doing a little better. I spoke in Milledgeville yesterday. I have to go speak in Augusta tomorrow. I have to go to the West Coast next week. So I'm moving around a little bit, but I am trying to go to sleep a little earlier. So I've been really working hard at doing that. Am I staying hydrated? Yes. Today's sponsor is Schweppes Ginger Ale. 210 calories and 0 fat. Okay? So that's today's hydration sponsor. Okay? I'm still waiting on red strawberries um, for my juice. Kathy says the Youth Intercept enjoyed the breakout sessions. Thank you, Kathy, for doing it. It was a madhouse with all those kids up in there. But you know what? We can't be afraid of our kids, y'all. We can't be afraid of them. And I will tell you that they are bright. They have a lot to say, and they get a lot by watching us. Um, all closed eyes ain't sleep. And sometimes, if we want our young people to be better, we have to be better examples. So, um, Felicia says, put our self care in motion. Yes. Red Strawberry says, she got me. All right. Um, I'm gonna have to get you on one day to talk about talk about everything you're doing. But yes, I'm doing better. Good to see you, Sherry Smiley. What other questions y'all have? Um, I'm trying to do better. I'm trying to do better. I've been trying to declutter my life. Um, I get so much stuff everywhere I go. Is all over the place. Um, Barbara, the kids were from Savannah. They were from Savannah. Um, yeah. Oh, Savannah Walk of Fame. Um, Robert, that's not a bad idea. Well, I know we're talking about putting one at the end market. I remember talking to Gator Rivers and actually Tyrone Brown, if you're still on. I committed to him. I wanted to put, we've had, I think, 5 players from Savannah who were on the Harlem Globetrotters. We have more players from Savannah um, on the Harlem Globetrotters than any other place in the world. So we have 5 of them. Tyrone Hollywood Brown, who is a regular Friday Night Liver. He was a member of the team. The coach, uh, Coach Ellington, was also a coach of the famed uh, um, Harlem Globetrotters. So we want to put a Walk of Fame honoring them in front of the In Market Arena. So I have to figure out how to get that done. But I want to get that done. But I think it would be an opportunity. So, Robert, let me think about how best to do that, and if you have any ideas, inbox me. We have a lot of famous Savannahans. Let me see. Stacy Keach is from Savannah. Let me see who else. Let me see. Um, let me see. Let's see. So they said that. All right. Johnny Mercer, who wrote Moon River and Jeepers Creepers. Flannery O'Connor. Big Boy, of course. Hollis Stacy, the golfer. Bucky Dent, who played for the New York Yankees. Desmond Harrington. Uh, Diana Argon. Charles Coburn is also on here. Let me see who else. Um, Miriam Hopkins, Stacy Keach, James Keach, Isabel Keating, Alicia Rhett, Diana Scarwood, Freddie Washington, Edwin Bailey, who played for the Seahawks, and um, Purvis Ellison. We talked about Tyrone Hollywood Brown, of course, Flau'jae Johnson. Um, Let me see who else. Josh Reddick, who played for the Red Sox, and uh, Kenny Rogers, the pitcher, is from Savannah. Um, Nolan Smith, who was here last weekend, I had a chance to see him. Millsby Lane was also um, from here. Um, who else? Um, I said Francis Bartow, Joseph Bryan, um, Joseph Havisham. So Raphael Warnock, we talked a little bit about that already. So we have a lot of people here that are famous folks. Uh, W. W. Law is one that comes to mind as well. right? So a bunch of good folks. So let's talk about that. Mary J. Blige is from around this area, right? Um, Michelle, you and Mr. Bill have a good week. And Felicia, I will be, I don't know where I'm going to be. Let me see. I think I'm supposed to be, um, I don't know where I'm supposed to be. I just know I'm supposed to be in Augusta. So inbox me and I'll tell you where I'll be. I know I have to get in and get out, but that's right. Bruce Capers, the Bruce Capers. That's our friend and brother as well. Eric Green, that's right. Herbie Ginn, Camouflage, of course. Clarence Thomas, yes. So, yeah, I mean, let's look and see how we could do that. Mary Davis of the SOS band, right? So, yeah, let's see. Maybe we can figure out a way. We have to figure out a way to fund it, but why not? Anything else? Anything else? Anything else? I cannot tell you how much I appreciate you all giving me an hour of your time every single week where we continue to build community one person at one computer in one place at a time. And so we've learned that your neighbor, when the question was asked, who is my neighbor? Your neighbor is just a person walking around. It's also the person on the computer sometimes around the world. Good to see you, Rick. Matter of fact, I met somebody um, yesterday in Millersville that told me that you sold her car. That's right. So I was in Millersville, Rick, and she said, you from Savannah? I said, yeah. She said, you know Rick Lee? And I said, of course I know Rick Lee. Rick Lee's a legend. I said, I can't afford the cars he sells, but he's a legend. And she said, you sold her a car. So look at you. Never know who you run into. Anything else, y'all? Any other questions? All right. Patricia says drink plenty of fluids. And of course, we will. The weather is kind of crazy. Make sure you have a plan. You know we're in hurricane season. Thank you so much, Gail Red. Um, this is week number 226, Felicia. Week 226. All right. Shirley, we love you too. Again, thank you all so much. Helen, be nice, be nice, be nice, be nice. And we will look forward to seeing you all next week on Friday Night Live. Be good, be safe, be hydrated, and be cool. We love you. Ain't nothing you can do about it. And stay away from Monica Thornton and those alligators. That is just not cool, and I ain't doing it. Sorry, Okie Dokie, whatever. I'm not doing it. Sorry, I'm just not. I'm not. I can't. Good night, everybody. I can't. I ain't getting on no doggone paddling and no. No, what if they hungry? Anyway, good night, y'all.